Hello everybody and welcome to another clan boss video. In this video I want to talk about two simple buffs and one simple debuff that can hugely improve your clan boss team overall. So all this started by doing a lot of takeovers and seeing that a lot of you guys out there are trying to force the clan boss with bad quality lifesteal gear, and honestly that's the thing that doesn't allow you to achieve great results in many cases, because lifesteal gear on good quality is pretty hard to get. A lot of you guys are not having it by any means, not even near to be ready for Ultra Nightmare. A lot of you guys are trying to push Ultra Nightmare way too early before even trying to get the gear, trying to skip over Brutal and Nightmare, go straight to UNM just because you have the champions. But again, it's not all about the champions. It does require to have solid gear. So today we're just gonna skip the part of gear, focus on two simple buffs, one simple debuff that can achieve you great results, and I'm gonna prove you that the counter attack and no counter attack is not a huge difference, is not a game changing overall for you. So you will see today that with the same sort of teams, with counter, without counter, you will be achieving great results by following these three simple steps on the buffs and debuffs. So we're gonna jump just straight into it and I'm gonna explain you everything how it goes. So how you can see here, we have no counter attack champion. We have a Sentinel, Warcaster, Draco, Foley and Tyrant. Tyrant, Foley and Draco are all easy replaceable by other champions with similar skills. So we're gonna have Sentinel and Warcaster go on a 4-to-3 ratio. So Sentinel is gonna cover with block debuffs and increased defense, the stun and the first AoE, while Warcaster is gonna cover the second AoE with block damage. So I'm gonna explain you the rotation now. We started all with A1 there. We're not gonna place Leech just yet. We're gonna wait for the next first AoE to come in. And this is the second AoE. So here is where Warcaster is gonna use his block damage to block the damage from here on till the end of the fight. So how you see, we click on the block damage. So the second AoE, which hits the hardest, blocks the damage, so we don't have to worry about that. And now with Sentinel, we're gonna gain 2 turns here. On the second turn, we're gonna place block debuffs and increase defense. So like that, we're covered for the stun, and we have increased defense for this and for the next turn. With Tyrant, we will place HP burn on the stun to gain that 10% damage reduction on the actual stun to ensure that the clan boss is not gonna kill our Sentinel early. We're gonna place Leech on the first AoE, so all the champions get to heal back by the time we get to the stun. So we have the first AoE, the second AoE when we have time to heal. So on the stun, we all on full HP again, and we're not gonna die early because we get a crit from the stun on the clan boss, on the Sentinel for example. We have ally protection placed on the first AoE again, so that's where Tyrant comes in place. You could replace Tyrant for a rearguard sergeant. I will make a different team after this one, and I will show it to you as well, guys, with Skull Crusher instead of Tyrant, so you see the difference in between counter and no counter. There are a few other champions there that they provide ally protection on 3-turn cooldown. So ally protection, block damage, and Leech are the two debuffs, the two buffs and the one debuff I wanted to talk about with you. Leech particularly for the simple fact that a lot of you guys don't have crazy good lifesteal gear, and that will not allow you to get great results. So right here I am running a few of them on Stalwart set, which honestly doesn't make a difference. I did make a team on an account takeover a few days ago with broken sets, so I will show you the total stats for that team, the damage they do, and you're gonna see is actually barely any difference in damage, and in stats is actually quite a pretty solid difference. I did put a solid gear on them overall, but comparing it to the gear that I made it on the account takeover, you guys will be in for a treat because it's quite a big of a difference, and it's definitely achievable for every single one of you. So how you can see, we have block damage on the second AoE, we have block debuffs and increased defense on the stun and the first AoE. Then we have the most important thing on the first AoE, which is ally protection. So the first AoE of the clan boss does not hit as hard as the second, probably not even as half as hard. So that's what allows us to actually go on and survive almost till turn 50 or even turn 50 if we don't get a unlucky crit on a Sentinel early on, if she does manage to heal all the time. So it runs pretty much almost like a hybrid unkillable, partially unkillable to call it like this. So we're only blocking one of the AoEs, the most important AoE, which is the second. Ally protections helps a lot on the first AoE. Is actually insane. So Sentinel is really needed for this team. Again, Warcaster is needed for this team as well. Draco can be easily replaced by a Occult Brawler, by a Frozen Banshee, and you might think, no, Draco is way too OP here, he brings so much, but let me tell you another thing. Actually, with Occult Brawler, I would probably get better damage rather than Draco, because Draco, he will not use his A3 as long as Foley will place defense down. So actually, I'm losing a lot of damage with Draco in here with the 4 poisons on 3 turn cooldown, rather than using Occult Brawler to place me more poisons over and over again. With a longer cooldown as well. So trust me when I'm telling you, Draco is not what makes it happen by any means. I will show you the screenshot that I was telling you about with the team I made on an account takeover, which is using Frozen Banshee and getting exactly the same damage almost. So I'm gonna skip towards the end, guys. You're gonna see the damage there that each champion is doing. You saw how the rotation it is, pretty straightforward, not hard to follow by any means. And then we're gonna move to the second team, which is with Skull Crusher instead of Tyrant, so you guys can see the actual damage difference. Now you can see we're almost to the end of the fight here. We're on turn 46, 28 million damage, running up to turn 50 most probably. We have them still doing their job properly. Leech is definitely helping sustain our team, so I will be leaving a link in the description with all the Leech champions that you guys could use right here. Probably I'll be leaving a link to Ayumi Love, where you can find all the Leech champions, Sentinel, Yannicka. There are quite a few other champions that they have the 3-turn cooldown Leech. Sentinel has it on his A1, so it's probably even better. Rearguard Sergeant can replace Tyrant for ally protection, and she does bring in defense down with her A1 as well. Probably she won't be hitting as hard, so you will be losing a bit of damage overall. So we have 30 million and 75k damage dealt on Ultra Nightmare without having a counter-attack champion. We have Sentinel with almost 5 million damage, Warcaster with 2.3 million damage, Tyrant with 6 million damage, we have Dracomorph with 13 million damage, and we have Foley with 4 million damage. So how you guys can see, super solid damage for a team with no counter-attack. You can definitely replace Draco, Foley, Tyrant and still get 24-25 million damage per key, as long as you do manage to tank rearguard, preferably on stalwart gear. So like that she does have a bit of a more damage reduction from the first AoE and the ally protection, because she's not as good as Tyrant. Her base stats are not as good, but it can definitely work. So we're just gonna jump straight to the next team now, see the damage there, and then at the end I will show you the total stats, go over the speeds again. And by the way, this team can be suitable for every single affinity, as long as you can replace Warcaster and Sentinel. Just replace their speeds over, flip them around and just readjust them. It will work on Spirit then, because you will be able to take the second AoE, which will replace, it's not going to be the slam, it's going to be the debuff. So then you're going to be able to place block debuffs and increase defense with Sentinel, and still keep it for the next turn, which is the stun, and then have block damage with Warcaster on the first AoE, which will be the slam instead. So it's definitely doable for every single affinity. So we're just going to jump straight to the next team. So we're back at it. We have Skull Crusher instead of Tyrant now. I will play you all the beginning, so I will explain you the rotation. You will have slightly different rotation, especially with the turn when you're placing Leech here. Everything else follows the same rotation, so we have A1 on them, so or A2 on Warcaster, which is fine. Drop your poisons in. A1 with Skull Crusher, you want to keep that ally protection, counter attack for the first AoE when we get back at it after the stun. So we have the stun. We're gonna place the Leech on the stun this time around to make sure that Skullcrusher is gonna have a chance to heal as well and to be ready for the next stun. We don't want him to get stunned just in case. We're not placing the counter, how I said again, we still wait. So placing the A2 here with Sentinel. Block debuffs, increase defense, ready for the next turn. We have the Leech up, A2 with Warcaster, and now we're placing counter attack, ally protection with Skullcrusher. So like this we get protected from the first AoE. The next turn we will be placing block damage with Warcaster, so we get cover for the second AoE. How I said, the most important AoE because he hits much harder there, so he's getting an extra turn here. We do the A1 with him or A2, whatever you have available at that moment. A1 again, poisons. Skullcrusher will only have his A1 available. Block damage and easy auto from here on. I'm gonna skip towards the end of the fight so we can see the final damage. Compare it with the other team that we had before with no counter-attack champion. I'm gonna show you afterwards the gear, the speeds you need for this comp, Masteries, and I'm gonna show you the other team that I've done on the account takeover and the stats of that team to actually see that is pretty achievable for most of you guys out there. We at the end of the fight here, guys. We have turn 41, 27 million damage. Unfortunately, Sentinel didn't manage to proc a War Master hit before when we had Leech up, so she didn't heal. Probably she will be dying on the stun here. She did die. This can happen time to time, unfortunately. It's not a big damage difference so far in between the teams. We saw the previous team. We did survive 50 turns and we've done 30 plus million damage. But on turn 43 here we have 29 million damage, so we can gain a bit of more damage if she would be alive and survive to turn 50, but not by a lot. I actually did a previous run that we did manage to survive with this team up to turn 50 and we got around 32.5 million damage. So overall it's not a huge difference. We have turn 46 here with 30 million and a half. On turn 47, of course, we did miss some hits there, so you can't really call it turn 47, but we have 30 million and a half overall damage here. We have a Sentinel with 5.1 million, almost 5.2, Warcaster with 2.6, Skullcrusher with 2.8, Dracomorph the same with 13.7, and we have Foley with 6 million damage. He did gain a bit of damage, same with Sentinel. Let's jump straight into their stats, masteries and gear, and talk about the speeds that you need. So let's have a look at Foley here. We have him on Stalwart set and a speed set. Total stats on him, we have a 37k HP, 2.7k attack, 4.2k defense, 186 speed, 67 crit rate, 175 crit damage, 257 accuracy. Honestly, I've not seen another champion to hit as low as Foley on the clan boss. Honestly, I think he has the lowest multipliers out there out of all the champions. His hits are super weak. No matter how much crit damage you give him, you guys saw, he's critting for like 7k, 6k per hit, which is absolutely rubbish overall. Masteries on him, we have offense and support tree. We have the Giant Slayer. The reason I went on support tree is because I wanted to get Sniper and Master Hexer for that Leech to have higher chances to proc and actually have a chance to extend and stay there for 3 turns instead of 2. I think that's pretty important overall. I'm gonna show you the next one, Tyrant, so we're gonna start with the first team. He's on Stalwart set as well. I highly recommend you to put your champion that gives ally protection on a Stalwart set. I'm pretty sure everyone who's prepared for endgame will have at least one decent Stalwart set to put it on the ally protection champion. Total stats on him, we have 49k HP, 5k defense, 180 speed, 74 crit rate, 130 crit damage, 269 accuracy. So he's at a pretty solid spot because his base stats are pretty solid. But you will see Skullcrusher, I'm pretty sure he's similar in stats with this. Masteries, we have offense and we have defense 3 for counterattack. This mastery right here, deterrence, is from the old team, so I did not change the masteries because it's no point, so we are not gonna benefit out of that. We have War Master. The good part about Tyrant is that we have the passive, which gives us some damage reduction, and then he heals with his A1, which is pretty important. Defense, increased defense here doesn't matter because we already have defense up from a Sentinel. So the main thing that matters for this champion that will replace Tyrant is to have that ally protection. And I would strongly recommend you a Stalwart set for him. Even though for the account takeover I did, no Stalwart sets on nobody. The next champion is gonna be Draco. He's on a Stalwart set as well. I did try to put Stalwart on everybody, thinking that I'm gonna achieve better results by a lot, like maybe to try and 2-key it, but unfortunately it did not happen. We don't have enough damage output per turn overall to be able to crack that 2-key limit. So total stats on him, we have 38k HP, 3k attack, 4.1k defense, 183 speed, 79 crit rate, 138 crit damage, 264 accuracy. Masteries, again we have offense and we have defense. The reason I went on defense is to get a bit of more damage reduction, especially for the first AoE, because attack champions are pretty squishy overall for clan boss. Next champion, it should be Warcaster right here. Again, he's on Stalwart and Speed Gear. Not necessary to go on Stalwart. Total stats on him, we have 37k HP, 4k defense, 249 speed, 72 crit rate, 120 crit damage. Accuracy resistance doesn't matter. Masteries, again, we have the same. Offense and defense. I didn't get the last 200 red scrolls because they're not needed. They're not going to improve the run by any means, because we do have block debuffs on the stun. Next one is Sentinel. She's on a speed set and some other pieces of broken gear. So you can see broken gear can actually help you a lot if you don't have good lifesteal gear because of the Leech debuff. Total stats on her, we have 31k HP, 4.6k defense, 254 speed, 90 crit rate, 114 crit damage, 246 accuracy, sorry. Same situation with the Masteries here. I didn't got the last 200 red scrolls because they're not gonna help me overall because I have block debuffs. And the last champion is Skullcrusher. So he's on Stalwart here as well. He doesn't need Stalwart because he does places unkillable on himself on that turn, so he won't die no matter what. And the second AoE he will have block damage. He just needs to heal up. You could put him on broken sets, increase his defense or HP. Definitely try to give him crit rate. He does need to heal up and be ready for the stun to don't be the lowest HP. Total stats, 38k HP, 5k defense, 180 speed, 71 crit rate, 84 crit damage. Masteries, pretty much the same situation, offense and defense 3 overall. I don't think I missed any of the champions. That's what you pretty much need. Speeds, I'm gonna walk you through the speeds. So you can have on your Sentinel, she's gonna be the fastest in the team. So Sentinel can be 254, 255 speed. Warcaster can be in between 249 and 251 speed. Foley can be either 185, either 186 speed. Frozen Banshee, Occult Brawler, Draco, whatever poisoners you're using, in between 181 and 183. And Skullcrusher or the Ally Protection Champion needs to be on 180 speed. Those are the speeds for this comp to work. You saw how the comp actually works, how you set it up. Pretty easy. I'm just gonna show you now the screenshots from the other team that I've made. So here we have the screenshots with the stats. We have Foley on 35k HP, 2.4k attack, 3.8k defense, 185 speed, 81 crit rate, 119 crit damage, 276 accuracy. Nothing too crazy. He's on 2 speed sets and a broken set. Then we have Warcaster, 38k HP, 2.4k attack, 3.3k defense, 249 speed, 43 crit rate, 108 crit damage. Accuracy, resistance doesn't matter. Masteries, they all have pretty much the same masteries I had on my own champions. Sentinel, 38k HP, 1.6k attack, 4.1k defense, 254 speed, 58 crit rate, 91 crit damage, 240 accuracy. Frozen Banshee, 35k HP, 3.7k defense, 182 speed, 44 crit rate, 77 crit damage, 277 accuracy, 1 immortal set, 1 speed set, 1 broken set. Everybody has broken sets overall. Skull Crusher, 35k HP, 1.4k attack, 4.6k defense, 180 speed, 58 crit rate, 137 crit damage, and we have him on a speed set, a defense set, and another broken set. Pretty big difference in between the stats that I had on my team and that this team has, and total damage on them. Let me just try to go next to it. Seems like it doesn't allow me, so I'll have to do it like this. 29.96 million damage up to turn 50. 4.5 million from Sentinel, almost 3 from Skull Crusher, 5.5 from Foley, 14 million from Banshee, actually more than my Draco did, and 3 million from Warcaster. How you guys saw, the stats are not even near. I have way more defense, way more HP, way more attack on the attack champions, way more crit damage, more crit rate, but the damage difference is almost none. So how I said, if I would replace in my team Draco with a Frozen Banshee or an Occult Brawler, I would be probably getting more damage just for the simple fact that the AI is so broken in the game that will just not make up for the missing damage from that weaken and the 3-turn cooldown poisons. So that was all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications if you did enjoy the video. If you did found it helpful, will be greatly appreciated if you considering subscribing. I will see you all soon on another video. Till then, take care and peace out.